Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know that the NFC North is heating up. And one of the most intriguing moves just happened that could reshape how things unfold for the Green Bay Packers in the upcoming seasons. Today, we're talking about a blockbuster trade that's got everyone talking. Calvin Ridley, yes, the talented wide receiver who was with the Tennessee Titans, is heading to Green Bay. And this isn't just a minor roster tweak. It's a game-changing move that could elevate the Packers' offense significantly. It's rare that we see such a high-impact player switch teams mid-season, especially one like Ridley, who's been a proven commodity when healthy. So let's dive into this fascinating development, understand what it means for the Packers, and explore how Ridley's arrival might be the spark they need to push further into the playoffs and beyond. To start, we need to look at the context. The Tennessee Titans, currently sitting at 0-5, are clearly in full tank mode. They're not hiding their intentions, they're rebuilding, retooling, and clearing cap space. This season has been a disaster for Tennessee, and they decided to move one of their key offensive assets to get some valuable draft capital and financial relief. The player in question, Calvin Ridley, was suspended during the 2022 season but returned in 2024 with a vengeance. Before his suspension, Ridley was already making a name for himself as one of the NFL's most promising young receivers, and in 2024, he proved that he's still got it. Last year, he finished with 76 catches for over 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns, making him a top 20 receiver in the league. His average of 13.4 yards per reception, along with his elite EPA per target of plus 0.19, really highlights how efficient and explosive he can be. And that's with limited games due to injury. Ridley's career, though interrupted, has been impressive. Over his time in the league, he's amassed around 500 receiving yards and 36 touchdowns, with an impressive 2.7 yards of separation per route run. His contested catch rate hovers around 50%, showing he's not just a speedster, but also a reliable target in tight coverage. His injuries, particularly that shoulder injury in 2025, limited him to just one game last season. But when healthy, Ridley's route precision and ability to win in the red zone are top-notch. For instance, he's comparable to Julio Jones at his peak in terms of route running, and his ability to create yards after catch, averaging over 5 yards YAC per reception, makes him a real threat. And let's not forget, Ridley's presence is also a QB booster. His career QBR impact has been around plus 12, which is significant, especially considering how much he can elevate a passing game. Now, let's talk about the Titans' perspective. They're in a rebuild, and their offensive line has been struggling mightily, allowing 31 sacks so far this season. They're trying to extend their young rookies, but losing Ridley in the process is a gamble. The Titans are currently 28th in passing yards per game, averaging only 200 yards, which is a clear sign that their aerial attack needs a boost. Without Ridley, their offense risks becoming even more predictable and stagnant, especially as they tank for a higher draft pick. It's a tough pill to swallow for Titans fans, but the truth is, this move signals that they're prioritizing the future over the present, even if it means losing a talented receiver like Ridley. The problem for Tennessee is that their pass game could take a big hit, and with their current personnel, it's unlikely they'll be able to turn things around quickly. The Jaguars, for example, have shown what happens when a team tanks and rebuilds. They end up with high draft picks and a chance to retool the offense around young talent. Switching gears to the Packers, folks, this is where things get really interesting. The Green Bay front office and coaching staff, led by head coach Matt LaFleur, are clearly looking to make a statement. With Jordan Love at quarterback, they've been reshaping their offense, especially after losing key players like Christian Watson to injury. But now, with Ridley coming into the fold, the Packers are suddenly looking at an offense that could be much more explosive, more dynamic, and better equipped to handle the pressures of NFL defenses. The projections are promising. Expect around 950 receiving yards for Ridley this season, along with about 7 touchdowns. That's a significant boost to their passing offense, which has averaged around 220 yards per game so far, now potentially jumping to 260 yards with Ridley's addition. And it's not just about the yards. Ridley's presence should improve the efficiency of the passing game, raising EPA per pass by around 16%, which is huge for a team trying to make a playoff push. What makes Ridley such a perfect fit is his ability to succeed in key situations. His route running is precise. His ability to get open in the slot or outside creates mismatches that defenses will have a hard time covering. When you compare him to other recent additions like Watson, Ridley offers about +1.8 yards per route and a plus 17% increase in slot efficiency, making him a perfect complement to the existing weapons. His ability to elevate third down conversions, by adding about 12 more explosive plays per game, is exactly what the Packers need to stay on the field longer and sustain drives. This isn't just about a flashy receiver, it's about transforming their offensive identity and making life easier for Jordan Love. From a statistical perspective, Ridley's 2024 season was a sign of what's to come. His stats, 76 catches, over 1,000 yards, and 8 touchdowns, show he can produce immediately, and his YAC of 5.6 yards per reception places him among the league's top-tier receivers in that category. His previous trajectory suggests he's capable of returning to his Pro Bowl form and even surpassing it, especially with the Packers' offensive system and LaFleur's play calling. This move also has a psychological component. Ridley's addition boosts the confidence of the entire offense, especially as the team tries to climb into the top 12 in passing yards nationally. Plus, it's a huge boost to the team's red zone efficiency, where Ridley's ability to win against man coverage, showing around plus 20% efficiency versus zone coverage, is a game changer, particularly in cold weather games against divisional rivals like the Lions. Now, looking at the playoff odds, this trade has sent shockwaves through the betting markets. The Super Bowl odds for the Packers have shortened dramatically, from plus 3,000 down to plus 1,600. That's a huge shift, indicating that Las Vegas and the betting community see Green Bay as a much more serious contender now. The NFC as a whole is seeing increased favoritism towards the Packers, with odds moving to plus 300 to be NFC champions. Ridley is being viewed as a true X-factor in the postseason, capable of creating mismatches and turning close games into decisive wins. In fact, his performance in colder weather and in high-pressure situations could be pivotal for Green Bay's playoff run. The team's defense, which has been solid but needs reinforcements, can now focus on its strengths knowing that the offense has a reliable, explosive weapon in Ridley. And let's not overlook the bigger picture. This move is seen as a visionary step by the Packers front office. They're betting on the idea that Ridley, in green and gold, can elevate LaFleur's offensive scheme to new heights. His presence should help the Packers become a top 12 passing team, providing a much-needed spark to their attack. Meanwhile, the Titans, with their current roster, seem to be heading towards a rebuild that might take years to fully realize. Their offensive line issues and lack of reliable targets have hampered their ability to compete, and trading Ridley is a clear sign that they're willing to sacrifice short-term competitiveness for long-term gains. In conclusion, folks, this trade is more than just a swap of players. It's a statement. The Packers are making a bold move to reinforce their offense, aiming for a deep playoff run and possibly another Super Bowl appearance. Ridley's addition can be the catalyst that transforms their passing game, making them a real threat in the NFC. Meanwhile, the Titans are accepting their rebuilding phase, banking on future drafts and young talent. But for us fans of the Packers, this is thrilling news, an indication that the team is serious about contending, and that under LaFleur's guidance, they're not just dreaming about glory but actively working towards it. The potential here is enormous, and it's exciting to imagine Ridley lighting up Lambeau Field, helping Love elevate his game and pushing the Packers closer to that elusive championship. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And finally, fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this massive move? Do you believe Ridley can be the piece that finally pushes the Packers over the top? Or do you think there are still questions about how quickly he'll mesh with Love and the rest of the offense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. This season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and with moves like this, the Packers are clearly aiming high. Thanks for being with me today, and as always, go Pack Go!